welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from Serendipity Polish. This is a new 5-piece collection, consists of 4 cream polishes and 1 hollow topper. This collection will release May 19th at 10 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. In the description box below, I will link Serendipity's Instagram page as well as their shop. I will also link my Instagram page where I will have more swatches of this collection. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first polish I'm going to be sharing with you today is CaLOVEfornia. And I'm going to be showing this in 3 ways. I'm going to first show it on my own. Actually, I guess 6 ways. I'm going to show it on its own first, which is why I'm showing it first. I'm going to show it to you over black, a black cream polish from Serendipity called Building My Empire, and then I'm going to show 1 coat over each of the other polishes in this collection. So this is a topper, and it is just a silver linear holographic topper. This is what Serendipity's brushes look like. They are kind of on the rounder side as opposed to being like flat brushes. It actually kind of reminds me more of the Essie brushes. The stem is not super long, so I don't have issues with like flooding or anything like that. So here we have CaLOVEfornia, and then over here we have CEO 3000, which is from another collection that Serendipity has released. I wanted to show you the difference in these. This is definitely more of a charcoaly gray. I don't know if it's going to come up on camera, and this is obviously more of a silver. They are both linear holographics. This one is much more opaque, CEO 3000 is, than CaLOVEfornia. So this is easily a topper. This is easily worn on its own. It's just, I just wanted to make that clear. So here's our first coat of CaLOVEfornia. So this is obviously really sheer. It can be built up on its own, but it is meant to be a topper, hence why it is so sheer. It does have a fantastic formula though. I had no running, no pooling, anything like that. And when it's applied on its own like this, it applies really evenly. I will say the sponging method doesn't very well work with this polish in particular. It's just best to build it up if that's how you're wanting to wear it. Here's the third coat, and I'm going to say this covers 100% on the third coat for me, but I am right here doing a much thicker third coat, so depending on your application, you may either want 4 coats or to layer it over something else. So there's 3 coats. So here's 1 coat of CaLOVEfornia over Building My Empire, their black cream. This looks really nicely. You just have to be sure to do a nice even layer, otherwise it can look a little funky. As you can see here on my middle finger, I have some bald spots and some heavy spots. So there is 1 coat. The next polish is called Orange County Girl, and this is a bright macaroni and cheese orange cream polish. Whoever made note that these look like macaroni and cheese is just perfect. It is kind of like that orange sickle color though, where like those old popsicles, I don't even know if they sell those anymore, but goodness gracious if cravings don't come to me in an instant, because that sounds so good now. So here's our first coat of Orange County Girl. This has a really nice, really easy to work with formula as well. It's very creamy, easy to apply. It is a little bit streaky here on this first coat. I am going to go in for multiple coats. Depending on how you apply this, I guess, you may want 2 or 3 coats of this. You'll see on my next couple of coats that it just, you would look at that first coat and think that it would cover in 2 coats, but I feel like it just got really streaky on this second coat. So I am going to go in for 3 coats just to be 100% sure, but maybe it was user error and this is a 2-coater. But again, easy to use, easy to work with. Here's my third coat, and this is going to cover for me completely in 3 coats. This also dries very glossy. I do recommend a glossy top coat just to keep your manicure lasting longer, but it does dry glossy on its own. So there's 3 coats. And here is 1 coat of CaLOVEfornia over Orange County Girl. This I mean, it wasn't my favorite combination, but it does look really nice. Again, you just have to be careful to get a nice even layer of this, otherwise it is going to look funky. This topper also isn't difficult to remove or anything like that. So there's one coat. Next up we have Bottomless Mimosas, and this is a super bright sunflower, daffodil, dandelion, one of those flowers, sunshiny yellow cream polish. So here's the first coat of Bottomless Mimosas, and this has a phenomenal formula, potentially the best formula in my opinion in this collection. It self-levels really, really nicely, it covers fantastically, and it's so bright and beautiful, and it looks just like it does in the bottle. It's just a fantastic polish. So here's the second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. Again, this one is going to dry fairly fast and very glossy. I do recommend that glossy top coat though, just in case you want your manicure to last even longer, and it is going to smooth everything out. So there's 2 coats. And here is one coat of CaLOVEfornia over Bottomless Mimosas. This was probably my least favorite look for this topper. I do feel like it benefits from a darker base color than a lighter base color, but that could just be my preference. It is all up to what you enjoy. So there's one coat. Next up we have Hike and Be Happy, and this is a green cream polish that kind of teeters between like a pastel and a avocado-ish shade to me. It is very, very beautiful. It's nothing like I have in my collection. I have searched my greens to see if I had anything kind of like this, and I had absolutely nothing from any brand, so this is very, very original to my collection. So here's our first coat of Hike and Be Happy. This one has more of a jelly formula than a cream formula. It is very, very sheer here on this first coat. It does build up really nicely. Depending on your application, you may want 3 coats, but I am going to go ahead and stop at 2 coats today just because I got good enough coverage. But here's my second coat, and for me today this covers completely in 2 coats. For my swatch photo though, I did do 3. This one also dries very glossy and very quickly, just like the other cream jellies in this collection. So there's 2 coats. One coat of CaLOVEfornia over Hike and Be Happy, and I really, really enjoyed this combination. This was definitely my favorite combo of the entire collection. Again, you do want to get a nice even coat, but I feel like this is the hardest to defer from even or not. So there's one coat. And lastly, I have We Run This Beach, and this is coming off more purple in camera than it is in person. It is actually a very blue shade. It is kind of like a Pacific-y blue from Sally Hansen. I don't have a straight comparison for you, but it is just what it reminds me of as far as photos go. Really quickly, I wanted to compare these 2 Serendipity polishes. This is Get It Girl, and then here is We Run This Beach. Very different in shade, but I just figured since it could potentially be a question as a collection that I have reviewed on my channel before, I wanted to go ahead and show you the difference in that right here, right now. So here's our first coat of We Run This Beach. This one also had a jelly-like formula. It was very sheer. It builds up pretty nicely, but I will say I did 3 coats multiple times and it never fully covered my nail lines. So you may want to, with this one, either layer it over a white polish or do a jelly sandwich. I feel like that would look really, really beautiful with CaLOVEfornia. Here's that second coat. Again, this one is not fully opaque in 2 coats. It does have a nice formula. I didn't have any staining, any running, anything like that. And here's that third coat, and you can see it's just still a little bit streaky, and you can clearly see my visible nail line. It doesn't bother me per se, but I also wouldn't wear it as a full manicure. Here is one coat of CaLOVEfornia over We Run This Beach, and I have heard the other swatchers say that this is their favorite combo. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Hike and Be Happy, but this is a very close second. So there's one coat. So CaLOVEfornia was actually really, really good. It was a really nice topper, so I did actually thoroughly enjoy this one. Probably the most of the collection, but for the creams, Orange County Girl is my favorite. It reminds me of those orange sickles, the little push pops. I think they were like Flintstone themed. It matches that color perfectly. So this one is kind of like bringing nostalgic memories back for me. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this collection. Let me know what your favorite was from these. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I'll talk to you again next time.